All right, we are live. So, after a long, restless night venturing to the city of Nightstone, it now sits in complete silence as the sun finally begins to peek over the horizon. On this day where exhaustion is starting to be a creeping threat, the sun seems as if it actually jumps into the sky, almost to just like remind you, to rub it in of how sleepless you feel. Standing in the now plundered and mostly ruined remains of the Nightstone Inn, you get your first good look at the settlement as the light starts peeking through the city. Looking through a dusty window, you can see that strewn across this town are these giant boulders, which brought complete and utter devastation. You've kind of inspected them, and you've seen the damage that they've done, wrecking many of the cities. You ask yourself, while you look at these stones, why would these cloud giants attack such a settlement? Guided by what you could only assume is a small militia by looking at the size of the city, what could an insignificant, noble retreat have to offer these giant men and women of the sky? As you scan the city, you notice in the center of the town square is this massive crater. And then beside that crater, crushed into the ground, beside it is a boulder that looks almost cut in half. And that's where we start, with you guys and your two new comrades, Winston Gray and Kella Lighthope, looking to potentially rid the city of these goblin intruders that are now trying to claim it as their own. What do you guys want to do?
I think Octavius will look to, what is the female's name? I'm sorry?
Her name is Kella Lighthope.
Kella. Octavius will look to Kella. And Kella, I noticed you didn't do morning prayers this morning. I was kind of surprised to not see a mark of your god on your robes. What seems to be going on there?
Kella looks at you, kind of almost like a surprised look on her face, and she says, well, just all the excitement of waking up and the goblins attacking, and then you guys, and she kind of curls up to Warrendale coming to my rescue. I just must have skipped my mind. I'm sure Lathander will forgive me.
Your faith skipped your mind? I must say that is odd. But Octavius will be satiated by that response, and he'll continue to investigate.
And here is again a picture of Kella for all those who might forget, this blonde girl who says she's a priest of Lathander. Yes. I'll just pray during lunchtime when I have a second. But anyways, shouldn't we be taking care of these goblins? And then Winston kind of looks and says, I want to see if I can find a trail of Morok. If he's not here, he might be somewhere else in the city. What say you? He looks to all of you.
I did say we would help you on this. I will help you find trail of Morok.
Thank you, Octavius. You are a true friend, even though a new one.
I'll look to Warrendale and his newfound companion. Kind of give him a sly devilish look out of the corner of my eye and be like, "What say you, my friend?"
Well, I'm down for whatever we shall decide to do. Perhaps we should scatter around a little, check the town, clues perhaps to our dwarven friends, compatriots can be found.
Kella looks at you and kind of squeezes your arm and says, I'm sure that you're quite good at killing goblins.
Ah, yes.
Young man.
Just ask them. I kill them all the time.
I'd love to see you in action, she says.
Oh, I'm sure you would. In more ways than one.
She blushes. And you, Sunny? Is Sunny down for the journey through the city, scouting it out more? You're on mute if you are down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
All right. So you guys head back out into the town square, and
It's early morning, right?
the sun has just came up basically. And now that you actually have a good look of the town square, I'm gonna reveal. Actually, I already revealed a bit more. You can see these huge rocks, kind of all smashed into the ground, which Kella actually informed you was cloud giants. They kind of stormed the city on a beautiful day and started hucking down giant boulders and crushing the buildings and people in their way. At which point they went into the center of the town and stole the city's kind of monument called the Nightstone, which it is named after. Now that you kind of open up the door and you see the sun on these giant boulders, you notice that some of them actually have what looks like etchings on them. And then one in particular kind of catches your eye in the center of the town square is this boulder that's like the other ones, but it seems almost cut perfectly in half. And you can't really see the cut side, but from the distance it seems like it was placed there rather than smashed or dropped.
Oh, this is odd. What? What in the world? How close are we still walking up to it then?
Yeah, you can walk up to it. So if you walk up to the what is it? The center one that's the kind of cut in half rock, or
yeah, the one that looks placed, the one that looks out of place.
Yeah, and what you would see are these runes and etchings, almost like a what's it called when there's that big like kind of rock that has like writing in it. I can't even remember the word for it, but this stone that's been placed in front of the hole where the Nightstone used to be, and there is writing on it. And what you see is, I'm going to post it into chat, and all those who actually speak Giant would be able to translate it, and whoever can do that can actually read it out loud and tell them what you see.
So this is in place of the Nightstone, right?
Smashed almost in front of the hole where the Nightstone used to be. The hole where the Nightstone was is actually much bigger than even the boulders. It's probably about almost 2 to 3 times bigger.
My friends, can you read it, or should I read it to you?
I have no clue what this says.
Sonny?
I can read it.
Good. Perhaps these fellas can be useful for once. What does it say?
If you call me a fella one more time today, I'm telling you, Warren.
My furry little fact friend. Read along.
It says, the age of the storms is over. Kong has fallen from his throne of Wyram skulls. We, the sky, will rise above all to our rightful place. We will purge all... Is that Yuvan?
Yes.
Into the Evernight and take the Allfather's Stig for ourselves. We will rise above into the new age, the age of sky. Countess Sansuri will
That's
guild us.
Sorry, guide. Spell check.
Yeah, it will guide us as to Anman's Stig.
In all of those, for those who actually can,
I don't know what that last word is. Ammon? Do you think that's a person? Sounds like a name. It was kind of looks like it might be capitalized.
I know what that is. Yes. No, from my studies, the Onmans is it's a place of worship around trees that magical dancing figures will do things around. Yeah, I know that's what that is. Yes. Yeah.
And those of you who can read Giant, the things that are in parentheses or the quotations, they are etched in Giant runes, which is normally how Giant is actually normally kind of a more primitive speech, but the more intelligent races, such as the Storm, Cloud, Fire, and even Frost for that matter, kind of have manipulated other languages into it. So the quotations themselves are actual giant runes, which I'll show you a picture of in a couple of minutes. But it also, you can tell that the people that wrote this are of a more intelligent level than the primitive giant speech, as it obviously were able to write full sentences besides just the runes.
Octavius would just be studying the runes for a bit.
Yeah, she's sitting on the opposite side of the rock. I'm assuming it goes around the rock.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So she's sitting on one side of the rock, looking at the runes on her side, and then I'm assuming that Octavius is looking at the other.
Octavius is like writing it down.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll share a picture of the giant runes themselves. So this is basically what those who can't speak giant would see, with a lot of scribbling also. So you see the sky rune, the worm rune, which basically translates, sky translates to cloud, worm translates to dragon, Uven, you would realize, translates to enemy, Kong is king, Stig is light, and then a couple of the other ones are actually from you, Corey, when you were speaking to the other giant that you met. So you know Uvar, because Sarissa taught you the rune for storm.
Right. And she goes, I met a storm giant, not a water giant. That doesn't make any sense at all. Her name is Circe. She was the princess. I'm sorry, I was a little all out of it last time. I feel a little more collected now. Now you guys don't know she took that wine. You know what I mean? So, but she does look slightly more collected, maybe, and not so flighty as she was at the end of the last session. And she says, yeah, her name was Circe. I met her mother as well. I really wish I remembered her name. But they were pleasant. They almost killed me.
Octavius would look up from his notepad and say, this reads as though it's an act of war, as though it's a sign of readiness. The age of storms is over, almost like they're... It is. That is how it reads. Now,
very
obviously, I don't think it was from the actual storm giants. I'm not sure. It seems as though they're working with somebody.
Huh. Maybe
Winston says, "I don't know what it means, but I don't like the sound of it."
What did it say about the worms?
What?
It speaks of the worm skull, thrown almost. It also speaks the plunge of Uven into the Evernight and take the Allfather Stig.
I posted it in chat for you now that they translated it, Morgan, so that you can actually read it through.
Yep.
Only I didn't correct guild. It's supposed to say guide.
Is it the rock that I'm standing next to?
No? Yeah, I will say that works.
Is it, or well, what's this hole right here?
Yeah, the hole is where the Nightstone used to be. I think, yeah, Kella told you the story of why the city was named after Nightstone.
Yep.
Yeah, she told us last time.
You've never seen the Nightstone yourself?
I looked down in the hole.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. I'd like to look down in the hole.
You would see that it is dirt, like ripped up. Like it looks like literally something tore something massive out of the ground.
Okay. And then this is, the one thing I missed from Roll20 is that ability to just like kind of show where you're pointing to.
Yeah.
Then what's this?
That is just basically like a sewer drain.
Sewer drain?
It's not man-sized or anything like that. It's basically just like under kind of, if you really wanted to, you could crawl under there, but...
Does it look like it's been disturbed or anything?
No.
Okay, so it's not like the goblins moved this grate and then went in there.
When you do step
doesn't
there,
appear
though, you see that there's actually another rune written on the rock that I'm just going to point at it is right there.
But this one over here, the one to my
Yeah.
right.
The one to your right, yes.
All right.
You see that there's 2 more runes kind of etched on those. Go ahead, Octavios.
I was going to look to Kella and ask, who are these sky people or the sky army? Do you know who these are? Who they refer to?
She would look at you and say, honestly, up until 3 days ago, I have never seen a cloud giant. They never really are known for doing this kind of thing.
Did the cloud giants come with anyone else? Was anyone helping them?
I didn't see. I apologize. I was knocked unconscious. When I woke, the Nightstone was gone.
Oh, that's all right. I'm sure it was a crazy day.
Did you see which way they went?
She points. Actually, she wouldn't have because she would have been unconscious. So no.
Okay.
Well, she's been kind of looking around the area a little bit. Not going any further than kind of where we are.
Mm-hmm. Do you inspect the rock that had the runes etched in on it? The other one that I pointed at?
Yeah, that's one here.
All right, so you walk over there, and you see, because you can read giant, that this one says this one is 2 giant runes. It's actually not a sentence or anything. It just says Kong and Dodd.
Oh. When she's gonna sneak back over to where you guys are. She goes, that one rock over there says death on it.
And I imagine everyone's
Clearly.
in the town square, right? Like you guys are, even though I know we said we're not going to move our maps, our token as much, but yeah, so I'm just going to assume that you all are kind of in the town square. As you turn around and mention that to them, that it says death on it, what does everybody else do?
Octavius would just be looking to his dwarf companion, probably waiting for him to, he'd be studying the rocks, but he'd be waiting for him to lead to see if we could find any clues throughout the city.
All right, and as you're kind of standing there talking about it, what you hear from a ways behind the rock is
That was pretty good.
Octavius, was that you? Perhaps you need to eat.
My stomach is rumbling a little bit, but not that much.
Clear your throat, man. Clear your throat.
I think it came from over there.
And what you see as you kind of look in that direction, now that it is light, is picking at some wagon that's been destroyed. 2 massive, dark, wolf-like creatures. These creatures are actually a full size larger than you, and hopping on their back is 2 little goblins. And when they see you, they point and speak in goblin, something probably along the lines of "get 'em." And then these 2 giant wolf, bigger than you guys themselves, start to lunge forward. Everyone can roll some initiative.
Yes.
And I will do that for...
We're pointless again.
God damn you two.
Did you guys roll like bosses again?
Oh, huge, man. We are the kings.
All right. Kella and Winston rolled a little better. All right. Let me organize this. And the wargs are already in. All right. Where's my initiative? So the first person that is up is, let me go to the top here. Is one of these giant wolf-like creatures, which you obviously would be able to identify because of the. You probably heard of them before. Maybe Warren did. Are wargs, and it instantly charges forward, and it charges at you, Warren, and it is going to try to bite you. It rolls a 9. So it lunges forward and it does this. You see its giant maw of these yellow, sharp teeth and just saliva and spit everywhere, foaming from the mouth. It snaps at you and you're just quickly able to pull yourself away just in the nick of time because you heard the growl. Next up is you, as you have this creature that is massive in front of you with a goblin perched on its back with this little mount. It's kind of doing like little war cries.
Going after the goblin that's on this thing. You can see these bright lights on Warren's fingertips as he kind of takes a step back. His feet kind of hover off the ground just like an inch or two. And you just see these red flames kind of pour out of his hand. All right, let's see if I can get this to work. Just doing fire bolts on the goblin that's on him.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that hits.
Beautiful, absolutely does.
For must be 5 damage. And I got my ability there that I can move 10 feet after casting a spell.
Okay, and I'm assuming you don't provoke opportunity attacks, or?
Right. Yep. So I'm just gonna move 10 feet out of the way.
So yeah, what happens is you just firebolt this goblin. He's going to make a check to see if he falls on. And as you do that, you just instantly start pulling yourself away. And the creature tries to bite in for another attack, but you're just much too quick for it to do so. The goblin is going to see if it can hang on for dear life as you just blasted it. Let me give it a little check here. He definitely does. He holds on and just curses at you. Next up is the goblin that's riding the farther away, and he pulls out a short bow, and he's actually just going to kind of shoot an arrow, notch it at you, Sonny. Let him actually target you. And 15 is a hit.
Yep, that's even.
And 5 damage to you, which I believe should automatically go.
No, it already went.
Yep.
Looks like it was 6. It looked like it was 5 damage, right?
Yeah. So an arrow just finds purchase in the back of your shoulder as you're just trying to duck behind this wall. Next up is Winston, and he is going to cast Sacred Flame on the giant beast in front of him, the one that just snapped at Warren. So that beast is going to make a Dex save, and 11 is a fail. So he's actually going to take the damage. This radiant energy starts to form around it, and then almost like a burst of holy light, the warg takes a blistering 3 radiant damage. Kella would normally be up, but she's actually going to kind of like duck behind you, Warren, and just like yell like, "Oh, that thing's hideous! Get it, Warren! Don't want to get me!"
Relax. Perhaps the other two can do something this time.
And let me just do the damage to that warg. Ba-boom. Next up is the other goblin, who also will fire a short bow, and this is going to be launched at you, Warren. So he strings it back and kind of pulls the trigger, hitting you with a 12, I guess.
Yep.
And you take a whopping 6 damage.
Yep.
The other warg is going to dash forward and kind of get right up on you, Octavius. And this creature is going to bite down. Oops, I just accidentally did damage. I'll undo that in a second. 7 to hit is a miss as its massive jaw comes down. You're able to pull your arm up, and it bites into the heavy armor that you're wearing. Let's undo that damage I did to you. And Sonny, you're now up. You have basically these two massive wolves on each side of you, both mounted with goblins launching arrows at you. What do you do?
Yeah. So not liking the fact that she's already gotten shot and that it's already taking much longer for her to be able to move than she wanted to. She is definitely going to first aim at this warg right here.
Yep. The one that's below you, right?
Yeah. All right. Cool. And then I'm just trying to make this stuff work.
No worries. Bit of a learning curve at first.
Action. Okay, so I'm just trying to see how this works. Okay. This is the first time
sorry,
we do this.
I didn't
Someone
mean to.
spend a key point?
No worries.
All right. Did that hit?
It did hit. So who are you trying to attack? The goblin?
The warg.
It says it missed, but it definitely hit because you rolled a 16. So I don't know what you were actually targeting, but that's strange. Yeah, you definitely hit. So go ahead and do your damage.
All right, so it's 7 damage.
7
1d4
damage.
Yeah, 1d4 plus 3.
Yep. You slam into it with your first comma.
Comma. All right, key point. So I use those and 2 more attacks.
Okay. Flurry of blows, I'm assuming.
These are regular attacks, right? These aren't offhand attacks. These are regular attacks.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hit.
All right, that's definitely gonna hit.
Roll your damage, and then do another attack as.
Why that went over there? I don't know what that 3 doesn't mean anything. The 4
Yep.
was the other one, so it's another 7 damage.
Yep, it took it already.
Yeah, 14 already, and then we'll go one last attack. That's gonna miss.
So you slam into this creature with your weapons twice, and on the third blow, it kind of sees you coming, sustaining heavy injury. It actually backs up a bit, and this one just swings over its head as it's now profusely bleeding. I'm assuming that would be it for you.
All right, does it back up? Back up?
No, it just kind of like takes a step back to get out of your way.
Kind of rears back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's all I got for now.
All right, Octavius Ren, you're up next as these 2 massive beasts have descended upon your group. One right in front of you was just chomping down on your forearm. Luckily, your armor saved you.
Realizing that his companions are probably in trouble, I believe this is what I want. I'm going to cast Bless.
Okay.
On everybody. So does that mean they get 1?
Cool, 1.
Okay, so you're going to give Bless to who?
I believe it gives it to 3 of my companions.
Okay, so Sunny.
Sunny, and I'll go for Warrendale, and I'll go for Winston.
Okay, let me see if I can actually do that. There's a way to...
Oh, I should have highlighted them first, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Actually, yeah, try highlighting them and casting it. It might just do it automatically.
Okay.
Because I can't remember how to actually get it on there myself.
I think I did that to Warrendale. No, it's not letting me attack, or not letting me highlight them.
All right, well, just finish the rest of your turn, and I'll try to figure it out while everything else is going on.
At that point, that's my action, so Octavius will just raise his arm that's being bitten onto by this giant dire wolf and say, "Good luck, my friends. I'll try to distract them all, and I'll push at the beast with my arm and challenge it basically as I rear it up on its." That's about it.
Perfect. And was the third blessed to yourself or to Winston?
Winston.
All right, yeah, I got it on now. So you guys, it should automatically roll for you. We'll just pay attention, but absolutely, you bait this wolf on and it snarls at you. Unfortunately, and you just moved back how far, Warrendale?
And mute. Actually, excuse me. I was just reading that it only works on a first level or higher, so I used a cantrip, so I didn't move.
Okay, so you're still right in front of this massive beast.
Yep.
And it is going to treat you with a bite attack as it snarls in and tries to chomp down on your neck. Let's see if it does so. A hit. And I'm actually forgetting that when it does hit you, you have to make a strength save if you don't die.
Damage exceeds. Yeah, I'm dying.
It drops you down to the ground. You just Kella's like basically like, "Oh, protect me, Warrendale," and you're just like, "Yes, I got you." And as the first attack that comes in on you, it just instantly drops you. She kind of like screams out. You're up then, and unfortunately making a death save. But it auto did that for you, I guess. So
okay. I was gonna say, do I do that somewhere? Okay.
Apparently, it decided to do it for you, and you got one success. Luckily, I don't know why I did that. Apologies, but at least it was. Next up is the goblin Pogo, who is the one that shot at you, Sonny, and it is going to do so again. You hear it snickering as it sees your buddy Warrendale go down, and this time it rolls a nat 20. Ugh. All right, let's roll that damage. Don't die.
Am I too far away to like impose any form of anything?
I don't think so, not yet. You take 6 damage, which heavily injures you, Sonny. Next up is Winston. Seeing his friends getting absolutely wrecked by these things, he is going to cast Cure Wounds on Warrendale, I believe. How injured does Sonny look? Pretty bad, I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm muted.
12 or 15.
Okay, 12 or 15. He's going to cast
it to me.
Yeah, sorry. He's going to cast it on Warren anyways, though, and he's going to yell out to you, Octavios, to stand on guard. Unfortunately, only 2 healing energies come and bring you back to the fringe of death. You wake up with this hulking creature above you. Its slobber is dripping down into your face, Warren. Kella now being up and without a brave hero in the form of Warrendale in front of her, she's actually just going to, you hear her say under her breath, "Shit." And she pulls out a short sword rather quickly, steps in, and is going to slice at this warg. And she does so, I believe, twice. Let me just make sure. I lie. Yes, 2. So, well, bam, hitting, and then missing. She... let me make sure I did that right. And then that. That's not working. All right, let me just roll it like this. Total of 11 on him. She lands a pretty devastating blow, and actually you drop to the ground. The creature's just getting ready to snap down on you again as you come to consciousness, and she slides in underneath you, and with her short sword drives it up through this creature's neck, right through the jaw, and completely punctures its throat and goes up through its skull and drops the beast.
Good lady.
The goblin falls down. He's going to make a check to see if he gets pinned underneath, and then she's going to very quickly dash back out of the creature's kind of range with quite an impressive speed. Next up is Tot, who is falling, so he's going to make a quick save to see how badly he drops, but he's able to make the save. He lunges on his feet, throws down the bow, and he's going to charge forth and try to attack Kella, actually. And let him do that. He's going to untarget you, maybe. Don't do this to me. And he's going to try to attack with a scimitar. Hitting Kella, and it's still targeting you. God damn it. Give me a second here. I will fix that. Bam. Kella. And tries to drive it in, but she jumps back and kind of, with a quick arm movement, hits his hand and is only nicked ever so slightly by this creature. She takes 3 damage. The other warg is up next, and this one's trying to chomp on you, Octavios. It's going to lunge in again. This time, an 18 to hit, and give me a strength save.
Feeling strong.
It rips you to the ground, prone. You are now prone, but luckily your turn is up before anything else is. Sunny, you are heavily injured. You see one of these wargs dropped by Kella. Winston healing up Warrendell, and then you obviously see the other one in front of you with another goblin rider. Still, this warg is actually untouched. What do you do?
Yeah. All right. Wait a minute, I can't target both of those damn things. There we go. We're gonna target that dude. May or may not. That's not what I want to do. Shut up.
14 is a hit. You get through just because of the blessing of Octavios. You hear his prayer ringing out through your head and are able to push forward, landing your Kamaka into the side of this creature's neck. Five damage as you rip through.
Offhand.
All right.
Yeah, and that's
15 again, thanks to the prayer of Octavios. You get through with the second attack. Go ahead and do your damage. Two more damage, gets through. The thing growls at you, now looking like it's going to be maybe deciding to attack you next. However, Octavios Ren, I'm assuming you're done, Sonny?
yeah.
Octavios, you're up now. The creature just ripped you to the ground, dealing a tremendous amount of damage. You're now bleeding everywhere. You look behind you and see that your friends are in no better shape. What do you do?
Reeling on my back on the ground with this wog on top of me. Is there any chance of me being able to make it to my feet?
Absolutely. Just
All
takes
right.
half of your movement.
All right, Octavius will strain to wrestle the wog to his feet. Looking around, noticing Warrendale and Sunlit taking their strides in combat. Octavius will raise his hammer high and hold his shield and try to bring down his mighty hammer on the wog's head if he possibly can.
I sure probably can. Let's see if we can do it.
All right, so I'm going to... I can't roll it. The first roll is a 6. So 6 plus my bonuses is like 11.
You can roll it on the chat. It didn't go through. Actually, target the creature first. So,
yeah, gotcha.
You know how to do it.
All right, so going to target mode. Bam, the wog.
And go ahead and roll. I'll show you an easier way to do that next time. That gets through. I don't know why it said miss. That's weird.
All right, so I'll hit it with a 7 damage.
Nice. You slam into it for 7 more damage. The creature looks pretty heavily injured at this point.
And then with I can do a bonus action at this point, right?
Absolutely.
With a bonus action, I'll be looking over at my friend Sunlit, and I will cast Sanctuary on Sunlit.
Okay, so go ahead and just drop that. Click that you're trying to click, and drop it on Sunny's name in the chat, or in the combat tracker, which is above you. It should just drop it on there. No, it didn't. I'll do it for you then.
Okay.
Bam. All right.
There it is.
Sunny now is covered in Sanctuary. Now, is that actually might drop Bless? Maybe is it concentration? Because I believe Bless is concentration. I actually don't remember. It doesn't seem like it is. So yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
All right. So what does that actually look like? I'm interested to see how Sanctuary looks.
Yeah, as Octavius brings down his hammer, looks over to Sonny and raises his hand, you see this almost like this very translucent crystal shape just come over Sonny, reflecting very light shades of yellow and pink. Very see-through. You'd have to really strain to even see it, but Sonny just gets a feeling of safety.
Absolutely. Warrendell, you have a moment where you black out, and when you come to, there's a dead warg, basically almost lying right in front of you, and you now see Kella, your friend, engaged with the goblin that was once riding it. What do you do?
Well, I was attacking the warg, but I guess I attack the top now. I see Warren kind of pick himself up. His shoulder is bloody where this thing laid into him. He turns around to glare at this little goblin. His hands kind of lighten and flame again. You can see a flicker behind his eyes. Let's see. Roll. Hit and damage.
An
Well,
amazing
would have been
one.
good.
This creature looks like he's on like the brink of death, though.
Just a little puff comes from his fingertips, apparently.
Just a little. You singe off his eyebrows, but his eyebrows are in such rough shape that it looks like he's probably gonna die if any more damage gets through to him. Anything else you like to do?
Nah, that's it.
All right. Next up is Pojo, the one riding on the back of this warg, still alive. It sees that it's weakening you pretty good, Sonny, so it's actually going to try to finish you off. Let's see if it can do so. 15 to hit. It hits.
What about Sanctuary?
Yeah, this is probably, I'm going to say that's going to work, but we'll make sure that it does just to be sure. So it does 8 damage, which, what does Sanctuary do again?
I thought Sanctuary imposed disadvantage or made the creature target another creature other than Sunny on its attack.
Oh, you're right. So that was my fault. And if it didn't target Sunny, it was supposed to shoot at disadvantage?
Let me just... you ward a creature within range against attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
All
This
right.
spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area effects.
Let me wisdom save. What's your DC? It rolled a 9. It definitely failed. So it can't. So does it lose its attack then, you said?
It loses its attack.
All right. So it tries to launch an arrow at you, and we'll undo that damage. But for whatever reason, it just looks at you, and its eyes like start to burn, and it can't shoot. Therefore, losing its turn. Winston, now up, is going to burn another heal on this time you, Sonny, because you're looking pretty crappy too. He's just like, keep fighting, my friends. We're weakening them. Kella is up, and with the goblin in front of her, she is going to target him. And bam, natural 20. Oh my god. Let's just see how terrible she eviscerates him.
Jesus.
Yeah, this goblin comes forward and does this sloppy attack on her, just nicking her, and you hear her like look at her with like a fierce rage in her eyes, and she's just like, you're gonna pay for that, you son of a bitch. And she like launches in with her short sword, cuts the goblin's throat. His blood just starts gushing out of his neck profusely all over him. He looks down trying to like push it back in, and then as he's like fumbling around trying to stop this blood coming from his neck, she just drives this long sword right through the creature's skull and then kicks him off and just like sneers at it. Tot has been absolutely destroyed. The other warg is now up, though. The one engaged with you, Octavius. You cast a friend to protect, or you cast a spell to protect your friend, unfortunately leaving yourself a bit open. And then I'll heal you, Sonny, because you're supposed to be at more health. It misses you, Octavius, just barely. You kind of pull yourself up, and then as it bites in again, you hold up your shield, and its mouth kind of bounces off the shield.
Huzzah!
You are now up, and I will heal you. Sonny, you can just do your attack regularly.
All right. We're going to burn that last key point.
Hey, at least you're doing better than you were last session.
I don't know about that.
Fucking
Maybe-
roll the same rolls in a row.
Maybe I spoke too soon.
Yeah,
But-
it's fucking ridiculous.
Anyways, you come in and you miss both of your attacks. Octavius Ren, you're up next.
Oh, wait, no, I had 3.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Oh, one got
I
through.
burnt my. I burnt
Yep.
my,
Sorry,
I
one
burnt
got through.
my,
Go ahead and do the damage.
Yeah. That's exactly what I got.
Nice. 4 damage as you bring this warg that much closer to death.
So I didn't kill it?
No, but you did injure it pretty decently. It looks like it's not going to survive too much longer. Warrendale, you're now up.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, Octavius.
Oh, sorry, I skipped Octavius. My bad.
That's because you don't like me. All right. So as you guys probably noticed in combat now, Octavius doesn't get angry very quickly. And still just going back and forth with this wog, trying to take its attention off of everybody else. He looks back again at his friends and he casts. Actually, he'll reach down with his shield up, posing towards the wog. He'll reach down into his armor and he'll pull out a small amulet and he'll hold it in his hands, and he'll actually use it to cast or to use his preserve life skill. And he'll channel 10 points of health over to Warrendale. And still just batting away with this wog, not really trying to attack it, but just still distract it. And that'll be his action.
Okay.
Did it automatically put it in there? No.
I just said it. I'll try to target you now and do it. I don't even know how to do the preserve life skill. It's an ability. It doesn't give me the option to.
What does it heal him for?
10 points, twice my level, or 5 points times 2 my level.
So 5 points of healing. Just go ahead and enter that in.
10 points.
10 points, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm using all of my preserve life points.
Nice. So you're in pretty good shape now as you feel the healing energy of Octavius Ren flutter around you. Being revitalized, your wounds healing up. What do you wish to do as it's just a warg badly injured and the goblin friend?
Is the goblin still riding the warg?
Yes.
Ah, damn it. All right.
He's in pretty good shape too. He actually hasn't been hit.
Well, in that case, you guys can feel these winds kind of buffet around Warren a little bit. The wind picks up, kind of stirs his feet as he glares at this thing. Oh, I'm going to go with Firebolt again. This is my best one. Nope.
You spoke too soon. Biff a fireball pretty badly. Is there anything else you can do?
No, man, that's it. I'm going to leave it there. He just kind of looks at his hands. Sometimes I go limp, my lady. I'm sorry.
She kind of looks at you with not the most impressed look on her face, seeing you in combat. The goblin, however, doesn't shoot at you guys this round, as he looks like he's trying to get off the. He actually does jump off the warg, and Winston being up, he's gonna look at everybody. Everybody else is Sunny still pretty badly injured? No, she's pretty good too.
She's not too bad. She's got 5 hit points off.
All right. Then he is just going to, with his mace, target the warg. And looks like he is already. Maybe. And we'll do a mace attack. Also missing horrendously, though. Kella stepping up, seeing you miss.
Superstar Kellen.
Seeing Winston miss, she kind of like sneers at him for missing and then walks forth, and she now is going to attack the warg herself, wanting to put an end to this fight. Hitting, and with her second attack, she goes in again. Both of those hits. And She absolutely destroys that one too. The warg drops dead to the ground as she just comes in with these 2 quick blows. That warg being dead, there's only the goblin left, Sonny, as you're up. And he drops his bow and puts his hand in the air and says, I surrender! I surrender! Don't kill!
Are you certain?
Yes, don't kill me!
You speak awfully good English. I mean,
I'm
you
smart
speak
for a goblin.
awfully good common. And she walks up to him and goes, on a moment's notice, you will expire if you turn against us now.
Oh no, I will not turn on you. I can see that you're very strong.
What's your name?
Pogo.
Where's the rest of your troop, Pogo?
Well, we were sent here by Boss Hark. He told us that the city, well, you see, the humans came to our cave. They were running, and then we captured them. And then Hark said to come here and raid the city. We've been bringing supplies back for the last 3 days. This is the last run, and we'll probably get everything.
And where did all the humans go?
Well, they were running scared from whatever dropped these big rocks, and they ran to our cave, not knowing that we were there. And Hark, being the smart leader that he is, he captured them.
Opportunist.
Yes. Just like me. I don't want to die.
You know,
I'm taking this opportunity to help you guys out. And he speaks pretty good common, obviously, as you can tell.
Yeah. I look over at the guys and I go, this one's got is rather articulate.
I'd like to have a word with him. Perhaps. He kind of motions for Sunny to maybe step aside so he could have a word with this thing.
I'm assuming Sunny steps aside, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. I mean, she steps to his side. With.
Well, yeah.
She hasn't dropped her commas at all.
Nope.
Gotcha.
We're gonna walk up and stare at this little fella for a moment. You can still feel this wind and this energy kind of blowing around him. Kind of reaches out. I'm gonna shocking grasp him just because I can.
Okay.
And I better freaking roll right.
You do? You grab him by the neck and...
You can see this lightning just go across, up his body, down his arm, right to his hand as he reaches out and grabs this goblin by the neck. Kind of lifts him up and gives him a bit of a shake before throwing him to the side. This energy crackling around him.
And then as he comes to, he's almost literally killed by that.
I feel better now. Oh. Go ahead. You can question him more.
So, it appears my friend isn't as patient as I am here, Pogo.
You said you wouldn't kill me. You almost killed me. What the fuck?
She said she wouldn't kill you. I will.
Well, we're going to kill you because you're a fucking goblin.
He picks up his sword and says,
but
if you're gonna kill me, I'm gonna fight.
You want to fight me?
We're not here to kill you, sir. Or goblin.
Wait. Octavius. Yeah, Mr. Goblin and Sunny, you want to make a bet?
Yeah, even Sunny puts her hand up. She goes, Octavius, I got this.
I do like bets.
I've got an idea. Pogo, you versus me, mutual combat. I'll tell you what, if you can damage me and drop me to the ground, you can leave free.
He attacks you before you finish the sentence. And apparently nag 20s.
Because he's
not a fair fighter
today.
I give it 5-1 odds that the flurry crack kicker goes down.
And that happens.
He drops you to the ground and says, fuck that bitch. If you guys are gonna kill me, I'm gonna fight. I'll take you all.
Octavius will be a little bit pissed off by that. He'll be like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, wait a minute.
Warren just laughs.
Wait a minute. You got to roll.
Oh yeah, the sanctuary, the wisdom save.
Because the sanctuary, you got
Isn't
to
that only
roll.
ranged attacks, or is it any attack, Dan?
What's that?
It's any
Is it
attack.
any attack or only ranged? I thought that was the only ranged one.
I put it in the chat if anybody wants to check it out.
Yeah, I'll check it out real quick. Though
Creature
it's-
within range.
okay, yep.
So
Wisdom save. Come on. He rolled a 11. Does that make his DC?
My DC. Oh,
At
my
least
DC
12.
is 15, I think.
All right, so yeah, he doesn't attack you then. I'm trying to see where this spell.
Yeah.
Can you post it in the
So
chat
nothing
again?
happens.
I can't find it.
Yeah, I'll post it in the chat again.
you can attack a different person.
Well, yeah. Trying to see a creature against it until the spell ends. Creature is warded. Wisdom save on the failure of the creature. Yeah, he must choose a different target. So yeah, he'll choose a different target, but unfortunately roll again as this sanctuary comes over him. For some reason, he can't bring himself to attack you, but he just yells out, "Fuck you! You're cheating! I'm gonna kill all of you!" And he's going to. I guess the next person would be Warren. So because you're talking to him last, he's going to try to attack you. This time hitting. And now maybe Warren dies. 8 as he scimitars against, and that will put you back in initiative, basically. So
Yeah.
next up is
Was that still me next? Because I didn't take an order.
yeah. We'll say that you're next.
All right. Yeah, I immediately slash him.
Okay.
I have no problem with killing this guy. Little dickhead. Yeah.
All right, he's
night,
injured
buddy.
enough that you can drop him almost certainly.
Good night.
And as he slashes into the scimitar against Warren, just not seeing you behind him, your kind of goes into the back of his skull and drops him to the ground.
Octavius will just start barrel laughing, like from his belly in this huge giant suit of armor, and he'll look to Warren and he'll look, "Pay up, friend." Forgot about the sanctuary, huh?
As you have like a gash across your gut now, Warren, from
Yeah. The little bastard cheated. I'll flip him a coin anyway. Or I don't even know what I have. Where's my hat?
So as he's dying, she just get back over the top of the of Pogo, whatever that dude's name was.
Yep.
And she'll just say to him, "This is not how this had to go. I understand that we attacked you because you attacked us. But
now, were you killing him or were you?
no,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
well, no, she's just. You'll see.
Okay.
I'm very sorry for having to make the end. Go meet your maker." And she slices his throat so that the ending happens very quickly for him.
He drops down to the ground. He tries to like gurgle out some kind of insult, but is not able to do so as he drops down to the ground, dead.
Yeah, I've nearly beheaded him. And I look over and I go, so these wagers, when do I get paid? Because
Nah, you weren't in on the deal. Maybe next time you'll take up a bet. I'll roll dice with you later. Teach you the ways of
I'll
making.
tell you what, next time, for that bottle that's in your bag.
Oh, ho, ho. And this gets rich, I guess.
Warren's already walking away from you.
Yeah. And that's fine. She kind of, dusts herself off a little bit, looks over to Octavius. She goes, it's very peculiar that all these rocks talk about death. The goblins are here being opportunist. It almost seems like it was planned.
You think the goblins are making it look like a storm giant attack just so that they can hold the town?
They may have been in cahoots with the storm giant.
Interesting.
Did
I
you
don't
look
really
together?
trust that Kella woman. I have to be honest.
As you look over
Yeah.
at her, she is like cleaning off her bloodied short sword. You look around and see that the absolute devastation that she just caused on the battlefield to her enemies. She's just like, without much care or any concern, wiping off the blood on her short sword and then sheaths it. She's not actually listening to your conversation.
But she is pretty good at battle. I'll have to give her that.
Yeah, but this,
I'm not so sure of her either.
Ooh.
I'm not so sure that she's trustworthy.
She wears no sign of her god. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
I completely understand.
She kind of comes up to the conversation now and is like, well, gentlemen, shall we see if there's any more of those goblins around? And then kind of smiles at you, Warren.
You like to kill goblins, eh?
Well, they are foul creatures.
Quite handy with your blade.
Oh, yeah, I was trained by my father.
Tanty
Yeah,
was
well, Sunny
quite
can
skilled.
kind of come and sneak up over on this side, hide behind this little wagon thing, and see if there's anything more in this direction.
So from the wagon, it looks like the actually what the wargs were snacking on was a injured dwarf. Or a dead dwarf now. It seems like, obviously, he was ripped apart or whatever, but it seems like he was probably someone that was left behind in the attack. But the wargs had a nice little snack of him.
A friend of yours, Winston.
He would worriedly go look over, and then it's just kind of like in a panic, just, oh no, not Morok too. And as he flips him over, it was not Morok.
Okay. Yeah, her throat was in her heart was in her throat. So glad to hear that's not your kin. There was.
Good.
Let me reveal some more of the map now that you guys kind of are moving around. It's daytime too, so I'm going to reveal a bunch more actually.
Warren checks the dwarf's pockets.
The what? Sorry,
Warren checks the dwarf pockets.
a couple coin, maybe like 5 copper.
Yeah, look over him, put him in his pouch.
Nice. So yeah, I revealed some more of the map now. You can see that obviously right in front of you where this wagon is another building. It looks like a house with a big stable kind of connected to it. Down towards your south is what looks like maybe a trading post, which is right here. Let me not do that. Right here. And then another farm over to the southwest. So yeah, up to you guys what you want to do.
She'd like to go over to this rock. Are there ruins on this one?
That one you can give me a quick investigation. It's not very hard.
I think in the meantime, Octavius will cast Heal Wounds on Warrendale. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this properly.
So one way to do it is just literally in the combat tracker. If you grab the heal wounds dice and drop it on Warren's name, it should just heal him.
You'll see
Really,
there's the target friendly units button up at the top too. I don't know if that matters.
I think the easiest way is just to drop it on the combat tracker on Warren's picture.
Yeah, that worked out beautifully.
Yep.
There you go.
All right, thank you.
No worries.
Thank you, Octavius.
Winston
I
would
should
look
be.
at
I
you.
should be at 5. I'll change that.
Yeah, I
That
think
last hit didn't go through.
and I think Winston would look at you, Octavius, and be like, "You don't look too hot, you're either, my friend. Do you need me to heal you?"
Any healing would be grateful.
All right, and he will. I'm gonna clear your targets because you're targeting like 100 people, but Winston will spend his last cure wounds on you, and then he says, "After this, I don't have any more of this, or I'm getting low on cast." He basically tells you.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I could definitely use some rest, my friend. But I'd like to look around a bit, and then maybe we'll go back into your cousin's establishment.
Ah, yes.
A little bit of time.
What was your
I think-
investigation check? 18.
Yeah, I got an 18.
Yeah, you would see that this one also has the Kong Dodd written on it. And Octavius, what were you going to say?
I'd like to. What are the chances of being able to check out the building in front of Winston?
Pretty decently. Did you want to say something else, Corey, before they checked it out?
Yeah. I mean, she was just gonna kind of do a little circle in this area and check out these tree rocks, just to see what the.
Yeah, for the most part, you find that it's kind of like a reoccurring thing. A couple of them will say sky, the rune for sky, or AKA cloud.
Yeah.
Kong dot is a reoccurring one. Nothing as detailed as the monolith that was smashed into the ground at the beginning. As you peek in this house, you'd see on the kind of front is a little board that has the family's name written on it, and it says Nandar family. It's actually their stable house. You would know that the Nandars are the people who actually kind of ran this city. Velrosa Nandar was actually the high steward of the city. As you peek in the house itself, you would see that a rock has been dropped right through the center of it. And for the most part, as you're kind of picking around, it looks like the goblins got to this house already and pretty much cleared it of anything important. You look out to the north, though, and see that there's like a little stable house. And everyone give me a quick perception, actually. If anyone rolls higher than a 14, tell me. Or 14 or higher.
I got a 14.
You hear the horses coming from the stable house.
I was one
I
of.
hate horses.
Good. Something to ride out of here when we're ready to leave.
Good to meet too.
And you actually hear them kind of like maybe making a little bit too much noise, if you don't understand what I mean. Like they're kind of just, they sound irritated.
Probably another
she has
damn
passion, as she does for everything. She'll definitely run over and take a look to see what's in there.
And when you peek in, you see that there's a little goblin carrying a sack around, and he's kind of pestering the horses.
So I would like to now roll stealth if I can.
Yep, go ahead. He hasn't noticed you.
Yeah, and because I want to, if I can get a good stealth, yeah, it's not bad stealth. That's like 20 at least.
Let's see if he can. I'm going to give him disadvantage on the check because he's not actually actively listening to you.
Yeah.
He definitely does not hear you coming at all.
All right. She's going to run right into there and try to assassinate that dude immediately.
Like kill him or knock him out?
She's going to kill him.
Okay. Go ahead and attack with advantage. He has no clue you're there.
Mm-hmm. That dude. No, do this. We should do 2 of those. That should definitely
You
hit.
definitely hit. And you definitely assassinate him. He is dead as soon as he was there.
Mm-hmm. And then she very quickly goes, it's all right.
Animal handling
And
check.
Yeah, cool. And then to also prove to the animals, she's going to pick up the goblin body and throw it out of the stable.
All right. You can do so with advantage, actually.
Okay.
See if you get booted by a horse.
Yeah, you know.
You absolutely do not, and the horses settle down. You notice that there is 5 draft horses and 5 riding horses that are combined in the stable or stall.
Yeah.
You also see that the goblin derp had a parcel or a bag on him, a coin pouch.
Yeah, what's that look like?
If you peek inside, you would see that it has 10 silver darts and a wooden box.
Yep. She takes those darts immediately because she uses darts anyways. And they're silver darts.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
I can add that to your inventory in a second.
Okay. And the box?
The wooden box has a symbol carved into it. You actually probably wouldn't recognize it,
Uh-huh.
but maybe everybody else would. It's like a lion and a shield. And inside that is a mighty 1 copper coin.
Whew.
And I can also add that to your inventory in a
Yeah,
second.
thanks. Don't overdo it. She'd like to keep the box.
Yep, you absolutely can. Let me get rid of some stuff here as we didn't get rid of that. And I'll add the rest, the silver dart to your inventory in a second. But anyways, what's everybody else doing as I'm fiddling around with that?
She would call out, I dropped one. And then that's as she's throwing it out, that's when she says, I dropped one.
Yep.
I certainly think these horses would be usable. They seem to be much more tame.
So there was nothing immediately in the house that we saw, right?
No, it looks like the house has been picked clean and
Picked
just
clean.
absolutely plundered and run. Like, besides the damage that the rock did, the goblins definitely weren't careful with what they were doing in there.
I foresee no reason to stick around here much longer. Most of the place looks cleaned. Perhaps head south.
Yeah, we should check the other buildings. There must have been a place of safety for some people to run to here. There must be something.
Give me a perception check, Dan, with advantage.
Well, she is there attacking and everything in the stable?
Sorry, say again? What'd you say?
Is there saddles and everything in this stable?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 20, Chris.
Yep. So, Dan, as you're kind of thinking that in yourself, let me just sync the view for a second to what you see. You notice that on top of this kind of across down southward is what's left of a keep. And it's high on top of this like mat. So there's basically this this dug up kind of area elevated above the city itself with a broken bridge kind of connecting it. You would think yourself that
And
if there
that's
was
south of us?
yeah, so let me reveal it. Actually, like a clear line. You'd think that if there's any good place to hide, that probably would be a decent one, although it looks like it was bombarded pretty heavily.
I would look at Warrendale and give him a pat on the back and say, "South it is, my friend."
Well, we can take a look. We got to get across the bridge first.
Let's check the buildings on the way. There might be someone somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just going to reveal the whole city to you at this point now since it's daylight. And
we've been wandering.
yep. So yeah, do you want to just basically hit every single building or?
I would. Octavius would. You'd want to be thorough. You'd want to make sure nobody would be left behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably that little side path right there hits pretty much all the buildings.
Yeah, so that sounds like a decent enough one. You leave the left side kind of out, but if you follow that one down, the first thing that you come up to is this one that I'm pointing at with an arrow.
Yep.
And it seems like a farm. It has the family name also written on the side of it, the Hulvarn farmer or family.
Good men. I remember them.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Winston, do any of these names mean anything to you?
Well, they all definitely ring a bell. I've been to the city many times, and Morlock was good friends with pretty much every person in the city. The Hulvarns were a great farming family. Nestor was actually the man of the house. And as you walk forth, you actually see a man crushed under a rock right in the center of the field where the farm is, where they grew corn. If you were to go inspect the body, Winston would definitely confirm that is unfortunately Nestor. It looks like he was taken by surprise by one of these rocks. The cottage itself is
So he had a Wicked Witch of the West moment.
Absolutely. And the farm itself was definitely plundered. The next building, which I'm going to point at, has a huge rock kind of smashed through where the door would be. You'd actually need to basically like squeeze by if you wanted to. You can give me a perception check as you kind of go into this city or into this building, and it does look like the goblins got to it.
Not one. Woo!
You see that there's a bunch of like flower pots and stuff that have been smashed. It seems like these people kind of definitely were into herbalism and all that.
Nice.
Sonny, you find underneath a little hidey hole in the floor, like a little floorboard, a herbalism kit and a vial of antitoxin.
I'm sorry, I heard the herbalism kit, and then what was the other one?
A vial of antitoxin.
Okay. And she looks at the vial and goes, Lauren, Octavia, see, I'm going to give this to you. And this kit, I wish it was woodworking tools because I wasn't able to bring any with me, but this isn't going to do me much good. And she'd give both of those to Octavius.
Cool.
Awesome.
I'll settle that in a couple minutes. The next house that you guys kind of walk up to actually seems pretty intact. There's a big rock dropped in the backyard of it. It's a little cottage, and what you see is burned in on this wooden door are these ornate runes.
Do I recognize them?
Let me look at your character sheet really quickly and see what languages you speak. Or you can just list them off real quick.
Oh, geez, I don't even off the top of my head either.
All right, let me look. Abilities. You actually do.
Elvish. Okay.
Or it says you speak Infernal?
Yeah.
You do actually recognize this as Infernal writing. And the runes say, "Let all who enter this home without the consent of its owners burn for 99 years in the depths of Nessus and freeze for 1,000 more in the icy wastes of Cania."
Orno kind of look it over. It's a welcome sign.
And you see that the door is actually locked, and it looks like the goblins weren't able to actually get through. The lock itself and the door is pretty sturdy. It would look like you would need some thieves' tools to actually pick it.
I think it's best we keep moving, fellows.
Are you sure there could be somebody locked inside?
Yeah, if so, then they're burning in hell.
Okay.
If you insist, you could trash the door, but I wouldn't suggest it.
No, I'll leave it on that.
You can peek through a window.
All right. The next house that you go up to is, I'm just going to, again, point at it with the map. And you see that it is another kind of farming house. You get a sense that the people of Nightstone definitely relied on farming. This one seems to be pumpkin farmers, as you see a big pumpkin kind of rested at the front of the door. There's a bunch of rocks that have been dropped around. If you were to head inside the house, it does look like it has been absolutely wiped, but you can give me a perception check, anybody that's actually inspecting it.
Where'd she go?
That's an 18, Chris.
18. You hear some commotion, and so does Sunny, by the looks of it, in the backyard where the pumpkin field is. If you're kind of like walking back into the living room area, and you see this window looking out to the farm, and you see two goblins wearing these giant pumpkins on their heads. They have no eye slots. They just literally smash them on top of their heads. It seems like the two goblins are playing tag.
Look at the fools.
Leave them. They won't notice. Screw them. They're idiots. Octavius will just turn and start walking back towards the front door unless somebody did something.
Yeah, Warren's just not worrying about him right now either.
You'd also see that they have like a little pouch or a bag that's kind of thrown to the side of the field that they seem to have dropped. It seems like it's containing a couple things kind of rammed inside of it, but you can't necessarily make it out. But if you just want to leave them, absolutely you can do that. They seem pretty intent on having a grand time playing blind and tag.
I'm not the thief. Sunni, you get that.
Does Sunny want to do anything about the goblins that are playing tag? You're on mute if you do.
That or his mic. His mic was messing up the other night, so we couldn't hear him.
Can't hear you if you're trying to talk, but anyways, we'll go forward until you figure that out. The next thing that is up is another small residence. If you were to start searching that, you would see that there's kind of a picture of an old human lady and what you could only presume to be her husband. This little picture frame. If you were to look, you would see that smashed through their house is this giant rock. Unfortunately, the husband of that picture is again crushed under that rock. You can just barely see like his head hanging out as the rest of his body has been mangled by it. There's no other signs of life.
Poor Winfred and Winnie. I will take the picture for later. He's going to take the picture.
Nice. And as you're kind of going through the house, you actually see there's a bunch of like blank scrolls, wax seals, jars of ink, quills. There's ownership documents and tax records. It seems like these people were probably like the accountants of the city. You also find a pouch containing 32 gold and 17 silver, which I can add to the list of spoils if you guys want to hike that out or pick that off.
I'm sure Warrendale wouldn't mind leaving with a coin.
Oh, I would certainly like to have some coin.
All right, so I'll throw that in and we'll settle all. Don't worry about adding it to your inventory. I'll add it later on a break or something.
I already got the antitoxin and the other thing.
Okay.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought I was talking to you for, I don't know, like the last 5 minutes. So I would like to go back and do two things, actually.
Gotcha.
I would like to retcon back to where that room was with Infernal and just knock on the door.
Okay. You do so, and
is there any response?
Answers? No, absolutely not.
No response? Okay. Yeah. She doesn't have any way to try to unlock that, so she's not interested. And she would like to try to stealth and go over and just take that bag.
Okay, give me a
mess
stealth
with the goblins. Yeah, just see if she can get over there and just take the bag.
You can do so at advantage because they are essentially blinded.
Okay.
That might be a good thing.
Yeah, that might be a good thing. I roll 5 twice.
Let's see if they hear you.
Yeah.
Give me a quick second here. I'm just going to roll a flat d20, and they rolled a nat one. So definitely, even though you're definitely by no means quiet, they somehow don't hear you. And inside of that little pouch that you grab is a tinderbox, a smoking pipe, a nice little stuffed teddy bear, a box set of dragon ante cards, and 4 copper and 3 silver. I'll just add that to the inventory, and I'll give that all to you guys later on during the break.
Yeah, we can figure that out.
Seeing her over there.
And then,
go ahead.
Is there anything different at any of the rocks as she's running out past those?
You would see that not all rocks you can find a rune on, but for the most part, nothing strikes you as new.
Still the same?
Yeah,
okay.
For the most part. Not all of them are marked either, or at least not all that you can see.
Okay. I just wanted to just trying to be diligent with that, make sure we're not missing anything. What are these little what are the little things in the corners? It's like a little square.
Oh, those are like guard towers. Yeah, you could absolutely check those out too if you wanted to.
Okay. She would hit the one that's down here, just to see if there's anything in there. But not hitting the other one that's up north.
Are you gonna just like walk right in, or?
She is going to definitely sneak up there. She doesn't want it. She doesn't want it.
The door as you approach is definitely ajar.
Oh, there's so many things I want to say about that right now. So wish Mary was here for this. Anyway, yeah, that's a 24. For stealth.
You peek in and you see that in this guard tower, which just basically is a ladder going up and overlooking the city, but inside of it is two goblins that are bickering over a sack. They can't seem to decide who's going to take the sack, and they're just like not necessarily fighting each other to the death, but they seem to be arguing over it pretty heatedly.
Yeah, she would just climb back down and let the guys know that, she's now counted 5 goblins, right? Because there's 2 with pumpkin heads, there's 2 in here, then there's 1 over in the other building, right? Oh no, I killed that one.
You killed that one, so 4 goblins so far.
So there's 4 goblins around here. They're all within reasonable range. If we were to, and then can we see over the wall here, or is this too high for us to see over?
So if you were to climb up the guard tower, you absolutely can. But the palisades surrounding the city are about 20 feet high, so no, you can't see over them.
Okay.
I actually have
she would definitely let the guys know, what it was, and then see what they want to do. If you want to get at it, I'm definitely down.
Let me show you something.
For cutting some down to size.
This is what the city looks like from a side view. I'm going to show you a little weird kind of picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's and that's got an incline on it too. Okay.
Yeah.
How far is that gap? Oh wait. Yeah.
Go ahead.
She would notice that there was a gap here and be like, maybe we should go look over in that area.
You said that this house had like all the deeds for places and stuff like that, and like
it seems like these people. What are they actually called? I think there's just the record keepers or the notaries of the village. So basically, all the deeds to all these houses and all their tax records are definitely kept in this house, although scrambled everywhere. The goblins seem to have went through it, and obviously no paper being interesting to them, they just kind of threw it everywhere, ripped up some, but you do see a ton of that kind of stuff all strewn around here.
Octavius, would you like to buy a keep? I have one for sale.
How much?
5 gold pieces.
That's pretty cheap.
It's in disarray.
Is it in this town?
Yeah, it's right over there. He points out the window. Suni, would you like to buy a keep?
No, not in this town.
But you need a place to live. You have no house, no?
Yeah, and Octavius is counting out change, and he looks up at Suni and he's like, huh, almost had me.
As you guys are talking about this, you hear a ruffling inside the house that you guys are currently in. In the rafters, it sounds like, actually.
Octavius would look up immediately.
You see something dart from one side of the rafters to the other. Quickly. Very quickly.
Suni, go get the mouse.
Can I roll perception on it, see if I can perceive it?
Absolutely. You don't see it, but jumping out from behind you, suddenly this loud kind of commotion. As you all turn around, you see jumping down to the floor and kind of running through the paper is what looks like a house cat, only the size of a medium-sized dog, and it has these giant wings on its back, and it kind of jumps down to the ground and quickly tries to scatter through the papers, but the paper underneath of it kind of makes it run on the spot for a couple seconds, and then in a panic it flaps its wings and flies back up into the rafters.
Yeah, she's gonna have a moment. Whoa, just like she was with the horses. She's gonna...
Suni, why don't you have wings like that?
That'd be really cool.
This might be a really big mistake, but Octavius is going to say, hey, kitty, kitty, kitty. And then he's going to look at Suni. And then he's going to look back up at the rafters and say, come on down, it's okay.
Animal handling check.
Right. Can I assist him on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. Roll an advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go purr to it or something.
Hey, Warren, why don't you have a filter?
Double eights.
Double eights.
So that's 11 all day.
I don't know. Can I give it a shot?
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't seem to be coming down at all from Octavius. You're kind of clanging around in your chainmail or whatever you're wearing.
Oh, Jesus. I'm horrible at it. Well, what the hell?
Yeah, what does that look like? I'm actually curious. Tell me what that looks like.
So he kind of stares up at this little animal for a moment. He kind of shrugs. I don't know what to do with it. And he kind of looks over at Suni. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Would you like to buy a keep?
Yeah, and she looks at the two, her two friends, and goes, "I want you both to leave this room now, and I'm going to try and use some of my tabaxi things. It's a cat, I can tell."
Oh God.
Warren just bursts out laughing.
And then Octavius would start stepping back, trying to hold in laughter. And he would open the door behind him, and he would just, his face would be getting red because he's not breathing at this point. He'd be trying to walk out the door.
Warren just kind of smiles. He's like,
The cat, however,
have the
Warren,
thing.
when you were trying to like coax it in, it seemed like it was getting close to you, but instead, as you kind of like mess it up at the end, it actually sprayed you. So essentially, pissed on you.
like a felines.
Yeah.
Shut up,
You're gonna have disadvantage on charisma checks until you shower.
Octavius will actually look at Keller at that point and be like, "How do you like that?"
He doesn't look too impressed with Warren anymore. He's not necessarily the knight in shining armor that he thought she might have been.
This day is bullshit.
I'm out of the room. I'm on the front. Try not to laugh my ass off at this point.
When everybody else leaves the room, you're able to do your tabaxi things, and the cat eventually comes down and kind of purrs up into you and starts curling around and rubbing its its torso against you.
Yeah, scenting on me and so on and so forth as I kind of get down with it, and I do the same type of thing.
You see, it has a name tag on it.
What does it say?
Rilix.
Is your name Rilix?
It just purrs.
Oh. Hello, Rilix. And she's very, very sweet to it. Very much treating it as if it's as if it's her pet.
Okay.
And goes, looks as if maybe your owners have expired. Good, Rilix. Very nice. And she kind of lets her rub up on her, get her scent on her. She puts her scent on it, so on and so forth. And she begins to walk out the door. Does Rilix follow her?
Let me think.
And it was a test, to see if she would, or it would, he or she.
And as you're talking to this thing, it actually kind of looks at you with a sense of intelligence, like almost like it can kind of understand what you're saying. And when you mention that its owners kind of expire, it walks over to where the husband of this house was killed, in kind of, I guess, the equivalent of what a cat would sound like if it was sad.
Yeah.
Purrs up against its owner's dead, crushed-in body, and then kind of looks at you almost like earnestly as you're starting to leave.
And she looks back over her shoulder to see if she, if it is it male or female? Because it matters.
It's a male.
Okay. That he's, that he has followed, and I go, Rilix, it's okay. You could come with me.
Give it one more animal handling check. You want to roll higher than 12 to persuade it.
Come on, don't fuck me. Fuck you, goddamn dice.
You do have inspiration.
Does it spray him too?
Yes, I do.
Oh, they've already shared scent.
Yes, I do.
That's true.
Everybody stinks.
Yeah, there you go, 12.
Right on the mark. It will follow you out of the house if you wanted to.
Yeah, I would definitely get down on a knee. Show that it can be dominant per se. Because she understands how other cats work. And she definitely strokes his head a few times. Good, Rilix, good.
All right, you now have a winged cat that's joined the fray.
Would you? And she walks outside, and it kind of walks up next to her, and I go, You smell like piss, Warren.
I hate freaking cats.
And Octavius would just be rolling on the ground. He'd be like, "You both smell like piss."
Next time I have to piss, I'm pissing on its head. Let's go.
That is the musk of the animal. That is not piss on me.
Winston lets out a big "Achoo!" and then "Achoo!" I'm allergic to cats.
But you're not allergic to me.
I don't know why, but you don't trigger it.
She's non-allergenic.
Yeah, she's like, sorry. Yeah, I'm hypo something.
Achoo!
So she would definitely start walking away, with Krillic, and say, it's okay, buddy. Certainly being very loving and supportive to the animal because she is one herself. It's definitely good. So she would absolutely suggest that we should probably head this direction towards the bridge.
Yep, so there's the keep that you can head to, and then obviously if you're looking to hit everything before going to the keep, you guys haven't explored the windmill, which is over here, and then there's another house over there that you haven't explored yet. So I don't know if you want to do the windmill first or go to the keep.
I think when Octavius gets to the road to the keep, he would be interested in the windmill, but he would follow the group.
Yeah, I would say
anyway.
we have to go out that way anyways.
See, yes. I want to show you your prosperous building.
We'll see where we go out, and then Octavius will go towards the bridge.
So the bridge itself is 70 foot long, 10 foot wide. It starts sloping upwards to the elevated keep on top of this mat, it's called. Basically like a dugout hill around a moat. A rock has fallen right through the bridge and destroyed halfway through the middle of it. If you want to get across, you're probably gonna have to make a athletics check to jump, unless you have a more creative method.
How far is the gap?
It is about, let's see what it tells you, destroyed 15 feet.
You'll have to repair the bridge, Octavius. But I trust it's still a good deal. It's still a good deal.
Yeah, she can make that gap.
I've read many books about construction, and I'll start looking around.
Now, is it just me, or is there a support column, like in between it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I see what you're saying. Basically, there is one support column that's much lower down. So basically, the bridge is elevated. Let me see how high it actually goes up. I believe it's like up to 20 feet high.
Okay.
So basically down this one right here you're talking about, right?
I don't know how to do that. How do I do that arrow thing? No, I was talking to the one to the left of that.
Oh, over here. Yeah, that's the one connected to this bridge itself. So it's actually
okay. Her idea is that she'd like to kind of more parkour over to that, rather than just trying to do a brute strength jump. Brute strength jump is not really her thing, but
now the problem is that not only is it a pretty long jump, but it's actually jumping pretty high. So in this case, it actually is athletics to do that kind of test of feet. Your dexterity wouldn't necessarily be able to help you in this circumstance, since you're not only jumping far, but you're jumping upwards.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look on the actual the other picture I gave you of the side view, you can actually see like how big of a jump that actually is.
Octavius will see some broken planks of wood on the other side of the bridge, and going off of what Warrendale said about fixing the bridge, Octavius is kind of in the momentum now of like getting together the items to fix the bridge. So he sees the planks of wood on the other side, and immediately he's just like, "Well, I'll get those." And he runs for the bridge as fast as he can in his heavy armor, and he jumps as far as he possibly can make it, and he rolls. I don't know what that is. I can't see. 16? It rolls a 16 on his athletics to see if he can jump with this heavy armor.
And that doesn't even give you a disadvantage with it because it's not Dex, eh? So yeah. Somehow Octavius clears this bridge with ease. He jumps right over it and is on the other side.
So I'll grab up the planks of wood and I'll look back at Warndale and I'll be like, "I'm on this." And he'll start looking at the bridge, completely ignorant of the fact that he's actually on the other side now.
Does everybody else want to try to jump across?
Is Winston and Kella following us, or are they staying back?
Kella would say that she has no interest in getting wet and jumping across that, and being the gentleman Winston is, and maybe not too fond of the cat friend that you now have that seems to be triggering his allergy. He's I'll stay back with the lady and make sure no one sneaks up on her.
Be careful. Sunny, why don't you take a running leap? Let's see how far you can make it.
And for the record, those who are thinking of jumping across, it's only a DC 10 athletics, so it's not actually that challenging for you guys. Poor Corey.
You said it a little too early.
Cats hate getting wet.
I'm pretty sure that's one of his things, actually.
I can't see him. I can't hear him, though. I don't know if he's...
Corey, I can't hear you if you're talking again. I don't know if your mic messed up again. Might want to try reloading. But you, unless you have some kind of crazy trick up your sleeve, do not make it.
Well, depending on if he does not.
But go ahead, Warren, as I'm going to assume that he's going to have to kind of refresh. So yeah, if you can hear me, Corey, just try jumping out and back in.
He is muted at the moment, but oh. Yeah, he must not be working. All right, well, I guess I will make that athletics check because I have a backup at least. So,
like I said, it's not the hardest thing. You just seen Octavius do it with ease, not even thinking about it.
And I don't know where my sheet is. There it is. Okay. And let's see if I get it first before I decide what I'm doing. So athletics.
You make it.
So he'll see Warren kind of clamber out, on that little part that's kind of sticking out there to the edge of it, and then just give, the best sort of leap he can. The wind around him kind of blows a little bit before he kind of grabs a hold of the side and pulls himself up. And depending on what Suni does.
I'm so fucking frustrated right now. It's not even funny. Anyways.
Sunny is taking a splash in the water.
Yeah, well, that's her thing. She has a phobia of that.
You take 2 bludgeoning damage as you fall.
Yeah, great. But the bigger problem is that she's not freaking out.
She seems to be having a very bad time down there.
Yeah.
Is she actually like visibly tripping balls?
Oh, she is losing her shit right now.
Okay, yeah. if she's screaming or anything.
She screams for Krillic.
Okay, go on with your move and then I'll
Yeah. But she screams for Krillic. And does it respond to her?
The Rillick, sorry?
Yeah, Rillic.
Yeah, it seems to be looking down at you. It obviously has no interest in getting wet itself.
Yeah, well, it's another cat. Yeah, so I look over Rillic to say, jump across. And she starts to try to swim. She can swim slightly, but it's way slower because she's freaking out. It's clearly probably something to do with the experience that she had with the storm giants. So,
yeah, and Rillick just flies across because he has wings. He just like glides across with ease.
Right. And I would say that she gets to land, right?
Yeah, it's also basically a straight up embankment now. By no means is it easy to climb up this. It's probably would have been better bet to jump.
The funny part is that she's a tabaxi, so she just climbs the leg of the bridge because she has amazing climbing ability.
Yep.
So yeah, for a normal person, that might be kind of a hard thing to do, but because of her cat talent, she can. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Which one is that? It is. I know there's a climbing thing. Oh, it's because of her cat claws.
Yeah,
She can
you're just
actually
able to climb up easier.
climb right into it.
So you guys see a absolutely soaked Sunny climb back up, just looking like one of those cats that was chucked into a pool, absolutely like mortified, and her fur is all dripping wet.
Super
Don't
mad.
look so grumpy, Sunny.
I will throw you in the water right now.
At that point, Octavius would realize he's on the other side and be like, "Oh, huh." He dropped the wood.
We can fix that later.
And but she looks directly at Warren and says, "You say one more offhanded comment about me having an issue with water, you're going to be introduced to that water, Warren."
No such thing. Let's go.
And I'll scoot out a couple of feet ahead of them.
All right,
And
so
you'll
I'm going to
see,
say,
Octavius, this beautiful keep, 5 gold pieces. You'll have to fix a few things, and looks like there's a few rocks, but it'll be worth the money in the end.
You got the paperwork?
I put it in my pocket. Yes. But
pretty
let's take
sure
a look
that
around.
Bless and Sanctuary wear off now.
Yeah, I would imagine by now.
Clearly.
And yeah, so as Warren begins to start showing you to this wonderful keep that he's going to sell you, the first thing that you walk up to is this big gatehouse. There are basically 2 windowless stone gatehouses with wood shingles. They reach up rather high, and there is what would normally be iron hinges that kind of shut the gate, but they're open up for now, kind of perched open. As you walk forward, you see that this massive keep has been probably hit pretty hard in comparison to the other places. It looks like they bombed the crap out of this area, as there are rocks everywhere, and half of the tower itself is pretty much destroyed. As you enter in, I'm assuming that's what you guys do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure to show him, the beautiful gates and the excellent craftsmanship, clearly built by dwarves.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you walk in, she shows you the beautiful gate, and then the first thing that you see walking in is this massive rock dropped right in the center, like 10 feet away from the door. As you look around, you see that the right side of the keep has absolutely been destroyed, and just rocks thrown everywhere around this area. As he's showing you the beauty of this keep.
Yeah, you got to get rid of the rocks, and you got to have a vision, Octavius. Just think about it when they're talking.
Why don't you show me the barracks? There must be something left here. I don't think the goblins would have had an easy time getting over here.
Yes. Come.
And then you hear the jingle in his pockets as Octavius ran his fingers over his last remaining money.
So the first thing that you guys walk into is this great hall, and it lies, half of it buried under rubble. When you walk in, you see what looks like 4 armored humans sitting at a table that's been half destroyed by a rock, and they're just kind of sitting on the half that's not destroyed, hands kind of holding their heads as they look rather like stressed out and defeated.
And
as you open the door, they all kind of stand up and come to attention, readying their weapons.
Whoa, calm yourselves. We are not enemies.
This is your new captain. Kind of motion to Octavius. He's buying this building.
A female speaks up and says, Who the hell are you guys? What do you want?
We are just travelers, looking to see if we could aid any help in this town.
She kind of studies you and says, What is your name?
Warren will shuffle right up very quickly to hold out his hand, to take this woman's hand. His name is Warren. And some of my other friends. Not worried about them right now. But we're here to save you.
And she's clearly like dressed in this kind of guard uniform that you presume. She was obviously part of the city guard. She looks and says, my name is Alara Winterspell.
Beautiful name.
Are you guys truly here to save us? I don't know how many of us are even left. The goblins, they hit us so hard and so quick. We didn't know what to do.
The goblins.
Or sorry, the giants. That was my own slip up.
Okay.
Does she know about? Oh, okay. The town. Many goblins. Have you seen them running around?
Yes. They've been coming and going for the last 3 days, raiding everything. Lots of them.
Yeah, I killed out most of our variety.
Oh, really? One of the men.
Killed them all.
Shush, I'm talking to the lady. So
A bearded man says, "How do we know you killed them all? There could be more out there."
there's goblins everywhere.
Octavius would look to him and say, "How many did you kill, sir? Just sitting around a table."
Well, and then he definitely looks kind of ashamed. You don't understand. You weren't there when they came.
Well, what did happen here?
And he says, "I'll tell you what happened. It was 3 nights ago, or 3 days ago. A beautiful day like any other. And then out of nowhere, a cloud of darkness comes, and the city is bombarded by this castle in the sky. They hit the keep first and the hardest. Lady Valrosa, the High Steward, the lady that we were paid to serve, protect. She was one of the first killed. They cut off with a rock the bridge so that we couldn't get to the townspeople. We're stuck here defenseless as rock after rock, boulder was dropped on this tower. We were helpless to watch our city folk, our compatriots, run. And then, well, I guess there's no way around it. We were cowards.
You could have swam to the side.
Couldn't you have jumped the bridge? I jumped up. Granted, my furry little friend is all wet, but don't worry about her.
You must have fought back somehow.
And then another girl that's not Alara, she introduces herself as Kayleen, and she says, "No, we didn't fight at all. We just hid here. We're ashamed of it. But you see, when we signed up for the job, we never thought that we'd actually have to do any guarding. We knew that long ago they had issues with the elves, but that was settled, and this is supposed to be a noble's retreat. Never did we think that we'd be bombarded by giants and then have to protect from a goblin invasion. I'm sorry, I'm just not cut out for that kind of thing." And then she starts to cry.
Octavius would be getting angry. He would start to get frustrated. He would see this as an atrocity. People who were meant to guard helpless people not doing their jobs and just sitting by while not even being prepared, he would just start getting more angry and angry. He would look to the females and say, "One day you will have to do your best to repay your debt. This is sickening. You were paid to protect the helpless people in that town, and you did nothing. You just sat here. One day you will have to repay this debt."
The final man that hasn't spoke up yet, this long blonde-haired guy, his name is Sidri. He looks at you and says, "You don't think we know that? You don't think that the conscience of the people that we were paid to protect dying while we sat here scared and doing nothing, you don't think that that's going to weigh on us forever?"
Well, then give us any information you have, and maybe we can give you that chance.
"I haven't slept in 3 days. I can still hear the screams while I sat in here like a coward. Any information you want?" And then he'll kind of start listing through that. Yeah, they came. They dropped a bunch of rocks shortly thereafter as they just, in complete and utter shock, you can, without much of a check, realize that these people are kind of not your trained city guards by any mean, and they're in shock. And they tell you that with nowhere to hide in the village themselves, they watched as the villagers fled the city. They dropped the draw gate and they ran out towards the let's see if it tells you where they ran out towards the northeast, towards the forest. they would say that there's caves over in that direction, and they suspect that the villagers would probably hide there. Most of the station guards on the guard towers, they abandoned their posts and fled. And then, like I said, once the villagers scattered, 4 giant pale skin giants came down, descending from their sky, and uprooted the Nightstone and took it back to their castle. And then the castle itself started to drift eastward.
Eastward. Okay.
They tell you that lots of people died, and first and foremost was Lady Nandar, Valrosa Nandar, the High Steward of this place, and countless others victims.
So then I think your best bet here, guards, is to come with us. We will not lie to you. There is at least a handful of goblins that didn't find any reason to have to kill. And then you should show us where this cave is. Is there anything useful in this keep at all anymore?
Just the belongings of Lady Valrosa. We prefer that, out of decency, though, that you don't take that off of her. You know what I mean? It's just their heirlooms and stuff, rings, jewelry. I'm trying to look through the house really quick and see if there's anything else that they would tell you that they have. But for the most part, it just seems like family kind of heirlooms and stuff. You can give me a history check on the Nandar family, though, if you want.
Well, I tried that just to see if they were lying to me. I can't tell.
Insight?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I can't tell. It's a 7.
It doesn't really, even with a 7, you can tell that these people are scared shitless.
Mm-hmm. So,
But anyone want to do a history check on the? Tell me what you're rolling, because I can't see the chat log right now. I have too many windows open.
I got a 19 on my history.
So you would know the. Let me see here if I can actually find where it talks about them. Basically, what you know is that Lady Valrosa was the High Steward of the city. Originally, her husband was the steward, but he died in a war against the Ardeep elves. Basically, long ago, the humans would come here and they would go out into the elves' forest and hunt with little regard to their beliefs, and that caused a war and issue between the elves and the humans. And unfortunately, her husband died in this war. She later was able to create a treaty with the elves where the people would no longer go and raid their forest. And from there, for many years, even decades, the elves and the elves and people of Nightstone were at peace. You know that the Nandar family was actually pretty rich. So when they talk about their jewelry and family heirlooms, you suspect that there'd probably be stuff worth value here. The guards seem pretty intent on you not taking it, though, out of just like respect, I guess they say.
Respect my ass. Just kidding.
yeah, what kind of respect do you have? You should have respected the town that you guard.
Listen, the guy says, Torum says, listen, it's easy for you people who are trained and do this for a living to talk about battling, but you got to understand that we just volunteered for this. We're not like you. And insult us all you want. We deserve it. Valrosa and lots of people that died, I consider good friends, even family. Your insult isn't going to hurt worse than we already feel. Not everyone is a fighter, a trained killer like you are. And Kayleen, the girl that kind of had a breakdown, is now crying, and he kind of goes and like hugs her and just like, listen, Kayleen, don't let them bring you down. We already know what we did was wrong, but we can't just feel sorry for ourselves and for those who are lost. They're right.
It has nothing to do with disrespect, sir. It has nothing to do with that at all. But you can redeem yourselves by coming with us.
And with that,
City. And then finding your townmates.
Octavius would definitely back down at that point too, and not offer any consolement yet, but definitely relax.
Kayleen, the girl that seems to be having the hardest time with this, she's like visibly shaking, and she's just like, I can't go back out there. What if the giants come back and they drop more rocks? I can't handle another. And then she just was like, I can't do it, and she starts to cry.
So you said they aimed for this building first. Do you think this is the safest place to be?
She nods her head.
Are you mad?
Again, she shakes her head and yes.
Yeah.
Or you mean insane mad?
Yeah.
She kind of just like looks at you, wipes a tear from her eyes, sniffles. If anyone wants to give these guys a persuasion, you can definitely do so. But basically what you're dealing with is city folk that volunteered to become guardsmen. Alara, the girl that originally greeted you, basically agrees, and she says, they're right. We didn't help the people now, but if there's any survivors, these people are right. We can maybe make some amends for what we did. If we go out and we show them the caves, then maybe we can save some. And you guys can make a persuasion if you want to try to coax these guys to come with you.
Even just her. Let the ones who want to stay that are scared stay there. The ones who want to redeem themselves in any way can come with us. And
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, if you're gonna do that, then
Yeah. I mean, and I think Sunny has definitely said her piece. It reiterates what Octavius has said. I rolled 19, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, absolutely. With that case, Alara and Sidri will definitely join you guys. Torim is going to stay back with Kayleen, who is just in absolute shock. And you would presume that even having her follow you would probably just cause more trouble for you than anything, as she is just like horrified by this, what happened to the city. So is everyone good with going back to the town and just finishing off or heading to the cave then?
well, we got to clear the town now, don't we?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And she's getting the biggest running jump you've ever seen in your life.
So yeah, incidentally enough, jumping down is acrobatics.
That's a 20.
Yeah, jumping down is an acrobatics check, DC 10, so everyone can make that. And Sonny
25, easy.
Sonny does so with absolute ease. And this is acrobatics this time around,
Yeah, that's great. Thanks. I was okay with athletics.
which I believe is disadvantage for you because you're in heavy armor. Is it or?
No, that's only stealth.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got 12.
Yeah, you make it. Warren makes it. The other two make it. You're joined up by
Relix. Come on, Relix.
yeah, Relix follows you. Now, as you guys literally have like a small army now coming kind of with you guys.
Where do you want to go
gonna-
first? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Basically, yeah, where do you guys want to go first?
Yeah, let's go check out that windmill.
Yes, I agree. We can leave the city that route anyway. Stop at the windmill.
Okay.
So, hey, Octavius, you still want to buy that place?
You can think on it, my friend. Let it ponder in your head for a little while.
You would also kind of see Octavius fueled at this point. It looked very strange to everybody, but he's like fueled for battle. He's ready to help these people reclaim their reputation of wanting to help, and he just wants to fucking clear this town and do whatever he can to redeem the people that want to redeem themselves.
So, when we get to the other side, I would look at the two guards and say, if you want some redemption, and she'd point over into the field. Are they still running around like idiots with those pumpkins on their heads?
You're gonna say that a couple minutes definitely went by during that. No, actually, they're not.
Okay. Well, she would definitely warn them. There was definitely two that were running around with fucking pumpkins on their head.
You do see that the pumpkins have been abandoned, though. You do see that trace of them.
And there were two in the guard tower as well. So we may want to make sure that we pay attention to our backside.
As you Are you going to stealth into the windmill, or are you going to just
You would definitely like to get up there with a stealthy movement.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh. Not great. 11.
11.
Yep.
Beautiful. You are met with a short bow arrow being shot at you, and it rolled a 20 to hit, and you take 8 damage. As there's 2 goblins in the rafters, and they were peeking out of like the little holes in this windmill, seen you coming, and caught you with an arrow.
Mm-hmm. As they did.
Sonny! And I started running towards her.
All right, and we'll basically do this real quick, and then we're going to end pretty soon, for those wondering. So go ahead and roll your initiative.
Are they in the windmill?
Yeah, they're in the windmill in the rafters, and there's basically like little kind of like slits in the windmill from like stone just falling away, and that's where they shot Sonny.
And is it like a cobblestone place or?
Yep.
They're okay. I see.
There you go.
Seeing Suni run over there, Warren will kind of yell over. Wait a minute, Suni.
And is everybody in the initiative?
I thought I rolled it.
I see you as 18 for initiative.
Yeah, and then I can't bring up the thing anymore.
Combat tracker?
No.
Up in the top left or top right corner.
Oh, there it is. No, it's
All right, so if everybody's in, the Goblin Laguango rolled a 21 as the highest. So he is going to attack again.
all right.
Targeting-
What about the cat? Is that thing going to attack?
Oh,
really not. Yeah, I mean, it's okay if it doesn't, obviously.
let me actually see if it's statted to. It actually does have stats, so it might if you want it to. But
Well, she's going to definitely try to keep this for some time.
yeah, it's not going to definitely fight for you unless you absolutely tell it to. Basically, it can, but it's not like a trained fighter by any means. It's literally like a magical house cat.
Okay. Yeah, but she'll definitely probably keep it around for a little while.
Yep.
Maybe as we get a better relationship, it will do things. So.
All right, so it's gonna shoot at you with its other arrow.
Yeah.
This time, now that you've seen it in the rafters, you're able to quickly duck, and that puts you up next. And you see them just like laughing at you in the guard tower. There's 2 of them.
And I can see them?
Yeah, just barely, kind of like hiding up in the rafters. If you're at the front door, I'm assuming the door is open. You can kind of like look up and see where they are.
Okay.
You need to go into the windmill itself to get at them, though.
You can see Warren like shaking his head at you.
Nope. She throws a dart. Not a silvered one. The regular one she already had.
Dart lands square on this goblin. Go ahead and roll the damage. Whew, you almost kill it.
Yeah, and she throws a. Can I throw it? No, it would have to be a. What's your duty? Because I can't do a melee. I can't throw as a bonus action. So
Correct.
yeah, so I almost dropped the first one, and I would like to, kind of step back out the door so it can't shoot me again.
All right, it probably will be able to, but you can maybe like position yourself for like a little bit of cover, maybe.
Yeah,
I'll give you. Winston's up. He's actually gonna sit this one out and let you guys deal with it. It's just 2 goblins. Kella also not too interested. Warren, you're now up.
Okay. I'm not going to target the creatures, but I want to just firebolt like the rafters and the hay on top of this building and just light this thing on fire.
Okay.
I'm not sure what you want me to roll for it.
Just straight up. Let's actually do an Arcana check to see how much energy you can channel into this.
Skills, Arcana. All right.
not bad.
15 is definitely enough if you're aiming at the straw roof of the building.
Yeah, anything just that looks like it's quickly flammable.
Yeah, the roof is made of straw, so you assume that would go up, and if you shoot at that, it definitely does spark up. The building itself, however, on top of this 15-foot kind of embankment hill, the tower, the windmill, is maybe 20 feet high. So they're kind of on picture the second floor, and then you light their roof on the ceiling on fire. So you don't know if the stone itself will catch on fire, but the roof definitely quickly lights on flame, and it starts to spread down to the wooden mechanism of the windmill itself. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, just take cover behind that rock that I'm next to, but otherwise.
All right, cool. Octavius, you're up. You see that Sunny is engaged with these two goblins. You find yourself basically on the bottom of this hill, which slowly kind of in 2 stages goes up 15 feet. You're on about the second little embankment of this windmill. She's at the top. What do you want to do? You can't see the goblins, but you can hear them snickering and shooting arrows at Sunny.
If I were to move to the front of the, on the same tier of this circle, into the front so I can see through the door, would I be on the right angle to see the goblins?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, so yeah, Octavius will move to the front of the front of the windmill, take out his crossbow,
okay,
and he will fire a shot at the goblins.
All right, the one that's injured or the non-injured one?
The one that's injured.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
I thought I did. That was a 15 to hit, but...
Oh, sorry, I didn't see the 15.
No, it didn't show up, so I rolled again, so that was just a 5.
That one, unfortunately, misses, as they have quite a bit of cover up in those rafters. Anything else?
You little bastards! And that's what it...
They tell you to eat a dick.
Not a goblin dick!
Where's the second goblin? Did I miss him somehow? Yeah, I did. Or yeah, I missed him after Kella. So he's going to make his attack. And this one actually is looking at a little stone, little like hole in the wall, which can actually see you, Octavius, and he's going to try to launch a little short bow at you as he tells you to eat a dick. And he actually accidentally rolled damage on you, so that might not hit you. But let's see if he hits you. He misses, so undo that 4 damage that I did. I'll do it for you. Back to 4. He misses, and we're back up to Luongo, who, now that the roof itself is on fire, there's kind of like droppings of this molten hay that's falling through, and he jumps down, not wanting to stay up in the rafters anymore. He's going to make a quick dex check to see if he falls on his face. He does fall on his face and basically breaks his leg, knocking himself unconscious. Sunny, you're up, and the rafters are just like dropping ash and hay on fire onto this goblin, this last goblin that's left up in the perch, and you presume that he's probably going to jump down soon or be lit on fire. What do you want to do? Oh, the guards are as enemies. That makes sense. I'm going to unenemy those guards.
Yeah, see, there's no enemies in the thing, so...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's because I have it hidden. That's what's going on. Sorry. There, you should see Yek now. Down in initiative 11.
Now... Okay.
Yeah, that's my bad. I missed that.
No problem. Here we go. I'm going to shoot another dart at him.
Yep.
There we go.
12?
No.
19. Definitely hits. Roll your damage. And that one-shots him. Go ahead and describe what that looks like.
Yeah, she's you know, I see this as more like maybe throwing stars or like, you know, something like that, you know what I mean? Rather than just a dart.
Yep, that's cool.
You know, it's all type of Asian type deal thing. And she you know, she's hiding around the you know, kind of the door frame of the windmill, and she kind of looks in. She sees that the one fell on the ground and killed himself trying to escape. She looks up and she just, you know, with the training that she has, and she's even been trained to shoot around a corner and not see her enemy, she just kind of shoots it almost nonchalantly, like over her shoulder, and it just almost, you know, see like bullet time in the camera, and it comes right up and it hits it right in the throat. It falls off and it lands on its buddy, killing, making sure that his buddy dies as well.
Absolutely. And where the windmill is now, as quickly as it was invaded, cleared. You would notice that they do have some treasure on them. It's a bag that they each have a bag holding. Let's see. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Roll. They each are holding 11 copper pieces, which I will add to the chat for 22. Yep. So that will be given to you guys accordingly at the end of the adventure.
Right, and she calls Relix to her.
Yep, Relix comes kind of purring up to you. He actually finds purchase on your shoulder. He's kind of big for it, but so he seems to like to hang out.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Now, do we have the feeling that these are the two that had the pumpkins on their heads, or the two that were in that guard tower?
You probably get the feeling that they actually have like this gross kind of pumpkin seed slime on their heads.
Okay. And I look to the guys and I go, we left two in that guard tower. If we send the villagers back here, they may not know they're there.
Sidri would speak up and say, please, let me and Alara deal with this. It's the least that we can do. We will meet you at the town square.
Yeah, it's in the southeastern.
Yes, I know the place.
Yeah, and then I would say, yes, very well, very well. Do with haste, because, again, we don't know where the caves are. We'll sweep this last building, and then we'll meet you over near the drawbridge. Does that sound like a plan?
Yes. And then with that, he would say, come on, Alar, we have some business to take care of. She gulps and follows him.
You can do it.
And she would definitely follow Octavius over to the last building.
So the last building is a cottage that has been rummaged by the goblins. There doesn't seem to be anything of interest. I will point out that you guys did miss one building over here, which I'm just going to assume that you want to check out because that's what you guys have been doing. And you would notice that that is actually a trading post. And it has the symbol, for those who are familiar with the kind of Sword Coast and the surrounding areas, as the Lion Shield Coster, which is a trading company itself, kind of like this franchise. And the door hangs open.
And I would take the box out that I found and show them that I have a box that has the same symbol.
Yep, exactly. You do instantly recognize the symbol.
Knowing that this is a trading post, I think Octavius would give it one quick, really solid rummage through.
So yeah, it's been definitely rummaged and picked of all of its good stuff. But essentially what you can find is anything on the adventure gear table under 10 gold. You guys can find some quantity of. So I don't know if it's anything off the top of your hand you're looking for, but I can kind of...
We need some thieves' tools.
These tools way too expensive and definitely picked.
I don't have the book, but I don't know if like just some flasks of oil.
Probably. Let me just double check. I have the chart right. I wonder if I can share this to you guys. No, for some reason I can't. I'll say that flasks of oil. Yeah, that's fine. You can grab. Let me see how many you find of those. 2.
Okay.
Anything else? You can find like lanterns, pens, kind of crowbar. Or a crowbar is actually too expensive, so no. Anything like any rope?
Expensive?
Let me see if we can find some rope. No, there doesn't seem to be any rope.
All right, good.
Yeah, she would. Is there a bullseye lantern in there? That is 10 gold.
Yeah, you can't find that, unfortunately.
Okay.
You can find some string, Dan.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You find 10. Or let me see how many feet of. You find 10 feet of string.
Nice, thanks.
Other than that, you can find torches. If you're interested in that, you can find 2 torches, whetstones, some empty vials.
Is there any manacles in here?
Manacles. 2. No, you don't find any of those.
Okay.
Good suggestion, though. Actually, give me an investigation. Maybe you will.
Okay.
Yeah, you do find a pair kind of buried under all the mess.
Okay. Yeah, she would definitely take those. And then anything else, even if it's there's no hempen rope there at all.
No.
Okay. What about a shovel?
Shovel, you do not, but you, however, do find this nice looking bucket.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, we'll take that.
You grab the bucket. All right, we'll deal all this later. I seen you adding the string to your inventory, Dan, so that's fine, but I'll add everything else that you guys want.
Okay, sorry.
Is
Yep,
there
no
any
worries.
grappling hooks?
Grappling hooks, unfortunately. Actually, give me an investigation.
Okay.
You might get lucky.
Those are always very helpful that I've found recently.
No. So yeah, you guys basically look through this and you pick out whatever you want. We can go through the fine tuning of that later on after the session if you guys are really interested in getting the most out of it. But for the most part, you guys kind of rummage through and find what you're interested in.
How did our friends do with the goblins in the tower?
Yeah, you
They
see
came
them
for
basically
us.
like meeting up with you as you're coming out of the lion shield coster, and the Alara has a little blood on her dagger and kind of like a ghostly pale. She looks very pale. When you ask how it went, they just give you like a nod.
Good job. Well done.
Pretty liberating, huh, Lara?
I don't know about liberating, but it had to be done.
Well, better you than them, man. I mean, better them than you, right?
I suppose so.
So, show me to the
Yes.
us.
It'll be a bit of a walk, but let's go. It's northeast towards the Ardip Forest. Let's go. And as you guys start walking towards the gatehouse yourselves, what you hear is the clucking of horses' hooves. And coming across the drawbridge, basically around the same time that you guys get there, are 6 cloaked figures. 2 of which are sitting on a wagon being pulled by a horse, and the other are on riding horses. You see that 2 men are actually, these 2 beefy fat men are just chugging bottles of wine and laughing hysterically. And one just chucks a bottle of wine or an empty bottle of wine into the street, and it kind of smashes several feet in front of you. He wasn't necessarily throwing it at you guys, but as it smashes in front of you guys about 10 feet away, they kind of look at you. Oi there! How's it going? A couple snicker behind them.
Is that some kind of joke?
Well, you see us laughing, don't you?
You see any of us?
I see a fucking talking cat. Maybe I had a little bit too much wine. What do you think? He looks back at one of his buddies. Yeah, boss. Too much wine indeed. I see the fucking talking cat too.
I see men with too little respect. That's what I see.
Absolutely.
What are
She
you
looks
doing
back-
here?
If she looks back to the other 5 people that are behind them,
And the man kind of leading this, he has a, I'm going to show you a picture of him. He's a dark-skinned looking half-elf. And he says, "Aye, the name's Zolkin. And I'm one that often thinks that respect is earned. I don't know who the fuck you guys are, but you haven't earned my respect." Kind of, as he studies your group, he's like, "Oh, Kella, I didn't see you there. Why don't you come on over? It seems like you did a great job clearing the city out." He kind of smiles.
you're friends with these men, Kella.
She starts stepping past you guys towards the group, ignoring you entirely. "Finally, Zulkin, you're here. Jesus, took long enough."
They don't look like priests of the Thunder to me.
I
She
don't
kind of
think
smiles
so.
at you and says, "I'm not no fucking priest. Fuck the Thunder."
Okay, we got a problem.
Yeah. What's going
Winston
on?
is looking at this guy dead in the eyes, and he's like, "You there? Show me your wrist." The Zolkin, the leader, kind of like looks over, kind of peering off to the side at Winston, and is like, "Hey there, little fella. I didn't see ya. You want to see my wrist? Is that some kind of kink of yours? You little freak." Winston, not budging or even showing like any kind of intimidation, is just like, "Show me your damn wrist."
Octavius, catching on, step beside Winston and say, "My dwarf friends asked a request. You'd be smart to see it through."
He kind of, one of the ones behind him, and says, "Oi, boss, I think that one there is trying to threaten you. That's a good one, isn't it? Threatening the 7 snakes. Why don't we cut him up real bad and fucking show him some respect?" Zolkin,
Where'd you get that wine?
"Well, we got it off some dwarf cunt. She got in the fucking way and took one of us down. I guess we're gonna have to change her name to the 6 snakes now." But Rufus over here cut her good. Cut her right down. She begged, but he didn't show her no mercy.
Octavius looked to his good dwarf friend.
Yeah.
And wait.
Yeah, so it's Sunny. Sunny as well looks over to Winston, petting Krillix's head. Don't move, Winston.
He pulls out his mace.
And
Xolkin, the leader.
Nice right off.
What's that?
He looks like shit, but you know what I mean. But you know what I mean. It's your
Yeah.
move.
He has rage and fury in his eyes. Xolkin, seeing him pull his mace, says, "Oi, no one needs to die here. You guys cleared the city out enough. That's what Keller was here to do. Secure Nightstone for us. Apparently, things got a little hectic and kind of cleared themselves out. But we have no beef with yous. You just walk away now, drop your weapons, and we won't fucking kill you."
What makes you think that you have no beef with us?
That wine of yours, that was my friend Winston's wife. You have more of a beef than you know. And I'll just pull my warhammer out, prop my shield up.
Perfect. And I think that is where we will end the session. All right, so thanks for playing, guys. That was a lot of fun. We'll schedule our next game after this broadcast is over. And yeah, I don't know. Anyone want to say anything before we close out?
Hurry up and start playing with us, Mary.
Yeah, soon with a little bit of scheduling problems, we had a player drop, but we'll soon have another 4th member joining us, either next session or at the very worst, probably the session after that. So look forward to that. As Mary Chris is going to be playing I believe it's a human fighter named Livy. And yeah, so thanks for playing, guys. That was a lot of fun. And we will take up the beef with the 7 snakes next session.
6 snakes.
6 snakes now. All right. Cheers, guys.